On October 27th, 2014, I received a phone call from the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office informing me that my 27-year-old son, Corey, had died. They went on to tell me that it was a homicide investigation. For the next few minutes, all I could do was scream out, "Oh my God, oh my God." Have you ever been in a deep sleep and someone comes and slaps you really hard on the face and says, "Wake up"? Well, that's how it felt on October 27th, 2014. And believe me, I woke up. Allow me to share with you what it was like before that slap. Does anyone know what a goody two-shoes is? What about perfectionist? What about fundamental evangelical Christian? That was me. Here I was, living this idealistic life, quite comfy, quite content, quite confident in what I believed and how I was conducting my life. I had been married to the same man for 31 years, whom I'm still madly in love with. I had brought 3 beautiful children into this world who are all very exemplary people. I had a fabulous daughter-in-law, son-in-law, and an adorable grandson. I lived in a nice home with nice things. I traveled and pretty much had everything I wanted. But somehow I felt I was missing it. Was this why I was here on the earth? The universe has its methods for showing us the way. So the universe sent me Corey. What does your teacher look like? Is your teacher highly educated, esteemed, holy? Mine wasn't. In fact, he was pretty much the exact opposite of all that. My teacher taught me how to let go of everyone and everything by dragging me along his torturous path, riddled with compulsions like addiction. My teacher taught me how to face my fears by having me watch him live a dangerous, risky life, always on the edge. My teacher taught me how to love unconditionally by showing me contempt and anger in his lowest moments. My teacher taught me how to accept all people right where they are and to let go of pride by his going to prison. I bet you wish you had my teacher, huh? Funny thing is even as difficult as it was to learn all of those things, I felt like I won the lottery. Only instead of money, I received life, abundant, full, and endless. In August 2014, Corey shared his story in this very meeting, Storytime for Grownups. Some of you may have been there and recall him sharing how that he found himself in federal prison on a charge of alien smuggling. Which was a direct result of a near-fatal automobile-bicycle collision, a spiral back down into addiction, homelessness, and finally imprisonment. The story progressed as he sunk deeper and deeper into anger and depression. he had to serve a 1-year probation, and it just made him more and more depressed. So after a while, he wound up being revoked, where he faced another year in federal prison. 2 days before he was arrested, he received the supernatural ability to forgive, which is something he tried earnestly to do in the past, yet unsuccessfully. In his words, it was like the proverbial huge weight was lifted off his shoulders. In his book, The Way Out, he wrote, "This spiritual and mental house cleaning had the effect of skyrocketing my mental clarity and fixating my mind in this positive place, unshakable by the oppression of the federal government or some instigating gangster who decided to blacken my eye. I could literally take it all with a smile. My disposition, confidence, and resolve was unshakable." Corey had decided to transmute his prison sentence into a time of personal transformation, which is exactly what he did. And guess who he took along with him for the ride? Me. He began reading and writing and sharing and meditating for hours on end. With every letter he wrote, it felt like he was planting seeds and fertilizing them, watering them, and shining precious sunlight on them in my life. Some of the letters were gentle and sparked curiosity. For example, he must have requested maybe 10 times for me to read the book A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, which I did, and it definitely changed me. But some of the letters weren't so gentle. In fact, some of the letters had the same effect of being smarted really hard on the head. He challenged my beliefs, my traditions, my way of thinking, my way of living, while he himself was undergoing his own metamorphosis. Nothing was sacred anymore. And it took some months of some pretty profound communications before I finally decided to let go of it all. Everything I ever believed to be good, bad, right, wrong, holy, defiled. And when I let go, ping, I felt like I'd been flung off into the universe, floating out there in space all by myself, or so I thought at the time. And at first it was pretty lonely. But then it kind of grew on me, and I settled into that unshakableness that Corey spoke of. And it didn't really matter what happened. Everything was going to be okay. And so it went. Corey finished his year in prison, moved back to Austin, where he lived for another 1.5 years, the last 6 months of which were beautiful, profound, powerful, loving experiences and revelations. All of the time, I felt like he was grooming me, teaching me, pouring into me, sharing his truth and his love with me. He didn't just write about this kind of stuff. He lived it. The night that he died, before we knew that he was gone, I was playing a game with my best friend called Love and Self-Love. And after I shared why I love myself, my friend shared back with me that she saw me as a beautiful peony flower, colorful and full bloom, I myself felt like a fruit tree whose boughs were heavy laden with luscious fruit, waiting for hungry passers-by to pick. When I heard that he died, I knew that he'd finished his work of preparing me to pass along his legacy of love and compassion. He did what he came here to do, and it was my time now. Wow. What a magnificent, exquisite, splendid journey this has been. The past year has been quite supernatural. Since Corey's died, I've published 4 books, executed an art exhibition involving the homeless, inspiring people to love unconditionally, created several art pieces, hosted a retreat, traveled to 2 countries and numerous U.S. cities, spent time with my family and new granddaughter, grieved the loss of my son, which requires a lot of energy, all without feeling busy. What's next? I have 4 books in various stages: Portrait of a Grieving Mother, My Thoughts on Grief and Death; Near the Spring, Drawing from the Well of Sobriety; My Human Experience, Memoirs of Denise Roussel; and Seeds and Flames, a collection of Corey's stories. I'll be traveling the Do You See What I See exhibition to Austin in June, hosting an annual retreat at Jacob's Well in October, possibly one in April in North Carolina. I'm holding Love Fests, and you can come, where we'll be giving away free compliments, free hugs, quote cards, and eye-gazing. I try to inspire people regularly on the social media. I'm still traveling, and I hope to walk El Camino in May of 2016. So, that's my turning point, my journey, and it's been wondrous to see how life has a way of weaving together all of our experiences, especially the most difficult ones, into this beautiful tapestry we call our lives. So what about you? I came here to share my story in the hopes that somehow I can help you to know about your story and your life's purpose. And I was thinking about how I consider myself a weirdo, you know, kind of abnormal, exceptional, off the charts, but really I'm way more than that. I am infinity and beyond. I am open, expansive, the ocean, the sky. I am the stars, the heavens, the galaxies. I am love, compassion, kindness, hope, present. I don't know how to describe limitless to this human brain. But anyway, you know what makes me different from you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except that maybe I can see my greatness a little more clearly than many. Corey did that for me. So I hope that by sharing with you tonight, that I've helped you to see your beautiful, wonderful, indescribable, infinite you. Thank you.